Okay, this is just the type of video I've been waiting for. Julian Garrity, the game director of The Division 3 and Part 1, speaks alongside 𝐤𝐤𝐤 and some other familiar faces about their best moments from The Division. I even saw a familiar face that was on Avatar developing on that team. Now he's back. But this is a telltale sign that more resources are going to be allocated to the next project, meaning Division 3. This is not just speculation on my part. It's reasoning based on industry trends and common practices observed in the gaming community. Trust me, I've been a game developer myself for a little over 2 years, which may not be too long, but I'd like to say I have some credibility on this subject because I've studied extensively marketing and the best practices in order to maximize the effectiveness of it. So let's go over 4 reasons why this is a sign of things to come for The Division 3. Number 1, development priorities. First of all, when a development team announces a sequel, which they did months ago, this often indicates a shift in their focus and resources towards the new project. Developing a sequel typically requires a significant amount of time, effort, and resources, which may divert attention away from ongoing support for the current game. Okay, now, what just happened with the latest title update? Project Resolve, the single most largest update and change in The Division 2 since Warlords of New York, which we know was huge back in the day. Their final push to establish a base of identity for the next game. PvP changes, PvE fixes, rewards, and overall gameplay to get an understanding of what this community enjoys about The Division in general. This way, they can know better how to develop the 3rd installment. Number 2, marketing and promotion. Now, this is an important one because an announcement of the sequel occurring before this anniversary celebration video suggests that the development team had already shifted their focus on a new project. The anniversary celebration video serves as a retrospective look at the current game's journey, highlighting memorable moments and achievements with the community. This timing, along with the earlier announcement of the sequel, indicates a transition in focus from the current game to the upcoming sequel. And this is common for developers to engage with the community through celebratory events and retrospectives before moving on to the next project. This approach helps maintain player engagement and fosters a sense of closure for the current game while building anticipation for the future. Number 3, life cycle of games. In general, games, especially live service titles like The Division 2, have a life cycle characterized by phases of active development, post-launch support, and eventual transition to sequels or new projects. As games age and player interest shifts, developers often introduce sequels or new iterations to refresh the experience and attract both new and returning players. Now is the perfect time to do that. And we know that new players are joining The Division 2 all the time. I get so many comments saying I'm new to this game, I don't know what I'm doing. And you get returning players saying, oh, your build got me hype and wanted me to play the game again. So we have both new and returning players all of the time. And finally, number 4, limited resources. Development teams have limited resources, bottom line, including time, manpower, and budget. While they may continue to provide some support for the current game, allocating resources to a sequel becomes a priority as it represents the future of the franchise and potential revenue stream. It just makes sense. So based on these factors, it's reasonable to conclude that the announcement of a sequel not long before the anniversary celebration of The Division 2 suggests a shift and a focus towards the development of the new installment. This is how it's always been done with all games that understand how to market. Like I said, why do you think that they came out with Project Resolve? It was to first of all establish a strong base and understanding of what the Division's identity needs to be in terms of PvE, PvP, rewards, gameplay, etc. To come to a middle ground based on what we had in both Part 1 and 2 so as to get an idea of where they want to go for the 3rd installment. So what do you all think of this discussion? Do you agree with me or not? I'd like to hear your thoughts down below. You already know how I feel about it. Anyways, if you enjoyed this discussion, then drop a like. Also, subscribe if you're new here. That'll do it for this one. I'll see you in the next one, fam. Be right out.